we're going to be doing another book haul. Gotten a few packages from a few different places, so we're going to have a look at the different books I got. So the first package I got is from Amazon. There's a few different books in here. So the first book I got is the classic version of Treasure Island. I love the idea of Treasure Island, so I wanted to get the original copy so that I could get to know the story a little bit better, because I only know like the movie adaptations. I don't know the actual original, so I'm really looking forward to this one. I love Treasure Island. The next book that I ordered is the very first book in the Red Rising trilogy. I have heard heaps of really good things about this book. It's basically meant to be about, it's kind of like Hunger Games basically. So there's these different factions, but they're ordered by color, not by number. And red is the lowest and gold is the highest. And basically one of the people from the red faction decide to infiltrate the gold and kind of take them out from the inside. And so I'm really excited to see what this series is about. And if I like the series, I'm going to get the other couple of copies as well. Next book we have is The Shadow of the Wind. I don't know much about this book apart from it is to do with Spanish folklore, I believe. I heard about this book from Mel Reed's channel. She was reading this book, and so was her book club, and she was saying that it was really good. So I'm really looking forward to read this one. I did get it in the English copy because I can't speak Spanish, but I'm really looking forward to learn more about the Spanish culture. And then the last Amazon book that I got is The Midnight Library. I've heard lots of good things about this book. It's gotten a lot of really high ratings on BookTube and BookTok, as well as just in the book community in general. It's basically meant to be about, I believe this person can go to this library when they're like, have died, but they haven't like moved on. And yeah, it's about like all these different lives and different things like that. Really looking forward to this. I love the idea of it being a library. I think that's a really cool idea, and I feel like it's probably going to be a bit profound because it does talk about like life and death and all of that kind of thing. So I'm really looking forward to this one. Next up we have a package from Target. So this only has a couple of books in it, but it's quite big because there's a few other things in here as well. Gonna love cleaning that up later. So I got two books from Target. They're both young adult books. The first one is called Seven Weatherall Way, and oh my goodness, this book is stunning. I don't know if you guys can see from the light, but it's like covered in this gold foil. It's really beautiful paperback, and I don't really know too much about this one. I know it's basically like a ragtag adventure. I believe there might be magic as well, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm really looking forward to this though, just because it looks amazing, and it sounds really good too. Then again, gold foiling. What is with young adult books having awesome covers? I love them. And look at the spine, it's beautiful. So this is called The Grandest Bookshop in the World. I truly bought this just for the title. I would love to read about the grandest bookshop in the world. I don't really know too much about it. I know it's meant to be a happy tale as far as I know. And it's set in 1893 in Melbourne, which is well, I'm assuming it's the Melbourne that's in Australia, but I could be wrong. But I'm really looking forward to this one. It looks beautiful. It's won a bunch of awards. But yeah, we'll see what this one is about, and I'll let you know. If you know anything about these books in the comments, like let me know in the comments below, because I'd love to know your thoughts. And then the last package we've got is from the BookGrocer, which is a Australian and New Zealand online bookshop, and I believe they have one or two actual physical bookstores, but they're not in my state, so I just shop online. These guys are awesome. They do these huge book boxes that I've bought before, where they have like 20 plus books in a box for $100 in different genres. It's really, really cool. I'd highly recommend them. It's not affiliated, but I think they're a really cool company. And they always have really cheap books. Like, even like if you don't get the book box, their books are normally around $10, $15 normally around at the max. And it comes with a little bookmark, so I've been collecting those. And it always comes with a funny little slip that just says like thank you on the back. And this one says books look good on you. And the first book in this one is Peter Pan. I thought I'd get a nice edition of Peter Pan, and I feel like this font and this cover just suits the story, because it is quite like happy and airy fairy and like fly away. So I like the cover of this one. This is the obviously original, so it's obviously about Peter Pan and Tinkerbell and them meeting Wendy and Captain Hook and all of that good stuff. So really looking forward to having a copy of this. Then we have The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde and Other Tales of Horror. This cover is very off-putting to me, but it was probably the best cover that I could find, actually. I have never read the story about Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I've seen other shows and stuff reference it, but I actually don't know the story of it. So I'm looking forward to reading that one. And I'm not even sure about what the other tales of terror are, so I'm really interested in this. If you know anything about Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, let me know. I'm really interested in it. And yeah, I'd love some insights and tidbits. So then we have A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens. This book is meant to be one of Charles Dickens, if not his best work ever, or most famous work ever. I've never read much Charles Dickens. I have been trying to get into it recently and over the last year or two, but I haven't managed to read too many of his books because they are normally a little bit lengthy and a bit hard to get through. But I thought I'd get this one because I've heard some really good things. I've heard that this is his best work. So I thought that I'd kind of read that to see if I do really like him to continue reading, or if this will kind of be the last one that I read. But I think this edition is really, really beautiful, and it's a floppy edition as well. I love floppy books. All books should be floppy. But yeah, I really love this book. Then I have a really beautiful edition of Anne of Green Gables. It's got a little illustrated Anne on the front. I love Anne of Green Gables. I read this with my mum when I was a kid. I actually read it to her because she liked it when I read to her rather than the other way around. And we also watched all of the movies together, and so it's something special that me and my mum have, and so I thought I'd get a really special edition of Anne of Green Gables, because I don't actually have my original copy because I was a kid and I probably trashed it. But yeah, I really love this book. I love the story. It's just so happy and perfect, and yeah, if you like Pride and Prejudice or anything of that kind of stream, Emma, anything like that, you will love Anne of Green Gables, so I totally recommend this. I would probably give this a 5 out of 5 stars based on my memories of it, but it'll be nice to have a reread and see if I still think the same. And the last book that we have is Jekyll and Hyde, which is a middle grade, I believe. It might be an adult, but I believe it's a middle grade retelling of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I thought this one looked really fun, and I thought it would be good to kind of, after I read the original edition, to read this retelling, just because, yeah, it looks fun, it looks whimsical. I believe she is possibly a descendant, but I'm not 100% sure, because it might just be like a complete retelling, like they're not related at all. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. I'm really looking forward to see how fun it is and how it does compare to the original, if it's a good retelling or not. Because like I've said in a few of my other videos, really been getting into retellings lately. I really want to see how other authors interpret these original classic stories. I think it's a great idea. I think it can be lots of fun. So if you know any good retellings, let me know in the comments below. And yeah, that's all for today. I hope that you guys have a great week and that you enjoyed this unboxing. Let me know if there's any books you think that I should be buying, and I will hopefully be able to get my hands on them and do a little review for you. But yeah, I hope you have a great week, and